franchise, it can go very good, but it can also go horribly wrong. Do you have any experiences you can share with the audience on things you would say, be careful about this or that, and maybe tell an anecdote about how horribly wrong it can go? Or is that something that you didn't experience?
Any business that does franchising will lie if they say we've only had successful and super stories. You're absolutely right. Franchising can be great, and franchising also has its risks. And I think the idea is to try to, leverage the strengths and minimize the risks. As a general rule, if you're mostly working with individual franchisees, these are entrepreneurs like I am, and they're strong-willed, and that's totally understandable. They put their money into a business, and there are sometimes arguments or discussions, and the deal is basically not to let those escalate. The key, I think, to a strong franchise relationship is to be very upfront right from the beginning as to what the expectations are from both parties. And then it usually will work. Anecdote about something that has gone terribly wrong, I wouldn't say. But yes, and without going into detail, we've had a certain franchisee at some point start selling certain things that were absolutely outside of the remit of Crêpeaffaire, that didn't make any business sense from a brand perspective, where we were alerted actually by consumers who said, "What is it you're doing here?" And then we found out that effectively that was not the right thing. And we rectified this. And of course, there was the usual kind of discussion around it. But if you're sensible, one comes to, a conclusion. I think I'd much rather talk about the success stories than, and I think we have quite a few. I believe we have been exceptionally successful in rolling out the brand in the Middle East, and we're looking at new territories there as well. There's lots of scope, there's lots of interest, whereby effectively we were able to take that brand message and to take the DNA of the brands and adjust it to the local culture, and whereby our franchisee partners actually have been starting to add new ideas that are extremely useful for them in a local market, where we also said, wow, what you're doing here is fantastic. Can we use your idea in the UK? Where some of the designs that are currently being designed that are very much in tune with what Crêpeaffaire is all about, because they understand it, they like it, they love it, they have a passion for the brand, are just splendid. And where we say, hey, what you're doing there is wonderful. And I think that's because it's been a great relationship. We are having fun together. We speak very often together. I think a continuous communication, whether it's franchisees, licensing partners, or anybody else, is very important. And to be transparent about opportunities, but also about issues. So I don't think we've had real disasters. Not yet, knock on wood. We've had some real success stories, and we've been very, very lucky so far.